Life today is fast and noisy, leaving us overwhelmed and disconnected from ourselves. We're bombarded by notifications and demands, making it hard to hear our own inner voice. Without mental clarity, we react to life instead of shaping it. True clarity isn't about doing more. It's about removing distractions and finding stillness. Guided meditation offers a simple way to pause, reset, and reconnect with what matters. In the next 15 minutes, you'll take your first step from chaos to clarity. Let's begin. Welcome to your sanctuary, a space to breathe and reconnect. This guided meditation is a gift of stillness, not another task. No experience needed, just a willingness to be present. We'll use breath, observation, and gratitude to clear your mind and refocus. Let go of stress and make space for clarity. Anchor yourself in gratitude and intention. Step away from the noise. Let's start this journey together. Your breath is your anchor in the storm of daily life. Instead of getting lost in thoughts, focus on the sensation of breathing. This simple shift breaks the cycle of stress and brings you into the present. The breath only exists now. Returning to it is returning to your power. When your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath. Each return strengthens your focus and awareness. It's not about perfection, but about coming back, again and again. Let's find stillness in the rhythm of your breath. Let's practice a calming breath together. Sit comfortably, relax your shoulders, and close your eyes if you wish. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. With each breath, let tension melt away and your mind slow down. This rhythm anchors you in the present. Continue for a few cycles, feeling clarity grow with each breath. This breathing technique triggers your body's natural relaxation response. The long exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling safety and calm. Your heart rate slows, muscles relax, and stress melts away. Each mindful breath is a reset, shifting you from chaos to calm. You're not just imagining peace, you're creating it physiologically. This simple practice builds resilience and clarity for your day. Embrace the power of the pause. Now that we have found our anchor in the breath, let us gently turn our awareness toward the activity of the mind. As you continue to breathe slowly and steadily, begin to notice the thoughts that arise. The instruction here is simple, yet it can feel revolutionary. Just watch. Imagine your mind as a vast, open sky, expansive, clear, and fundamentally peaceful. Your thoughts in this metaphor are like clouds drifting across this sky. Some are light and wispy, barely there. Others might be dark and heavy, like storm clouds gathering on the horizon. Your task is not to change the weather, but simply to observe it from a grounded, stable perspective here on the earth. You don't need to do anything about these thoughts. There is no need to chase after them, to analyze their meaning, or to push them away. Simply allow them to appear, notice them, and let them float on by, carried by the gentle breeze of your awareness. You might notice a thought about a project deadline, an upcoming meeting, or something you need to add to your grocery list. A memory from the past might surface, or a worry about the future may try to capture your attention. This is all perfectly normal. The mind's job is to think, just as the heart's job is to beat. Our goal is not to stop the thinking, but to change our relationship to it. As you sit in this quiet observation, you might find that certain thoughts are more persistent than others. A worry might circle back, or a to-do list might seem particularly loud and demanding. When this happens, meet it with a gentle curiosity. You can even silently label it, saying to yourself, there is a thought about work, or that is a feeling of anxiety. This simple act of naming creates a subtle but powerful separation. It helps you see the thought as a transient mental event, rather than an absolute truth or an urgent command. It is just another cloud passing through the vast sky of your mind. You remain the sky, untouched and unchanged by the clouds that drift through. This practice of detached observation is a profound form of mental training. We are so often entangled with our thoughts, believing every story they tell us and getting swept away by the emotions they generate. By stepping back to become the observer, you begin to break this powerful spell of identification. You create a space for stillness to emerge between your thoughts. For the next short moment, let us sit together in this quiet space. Simply notice what arises in your mind. Allow the clouds to drift. Your only job is to watch, to notice, and to allow them to pass without getting caught up in their drama. As you continue this practice of watching your thoughts, you are cultivating one of the most powerful skills for mental well-being, non-engagement. In our daily lives, particularly in a professional setting, we are trained to engage, to solve, to fix, and to act. When a problem arises, our instinct is to jump in immediately and find a solution. While this is a valuable skill in the external world, it can be exhausting when applied to our internal world. We try to wrestle with our anxious thoughts, argue with our self-critical voice, or suppress uncomfortable feelings, only to find that this struggle often makes them stronger and more persistent. It is like trying to fight your way out of quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Mindful observation offers a different path. Instead of fighting, you simply allow. You let the thoughts and feelings be there without giving them your energy or your belief. Imagine a thought is like a salesperson knocking at your door. You don't have to slam the door in their face, suppression, nor do you have to invite them in for a 3-hour conversation, engagement. You can simply acknowledge their presence through the window and let them move on when they realize you're not going to answer. This is the power of non-engagement. You are not ignoring the thought, but you are consciously choosing not to feed it with your attention. This practice creates a vital space between the stimulus, the thought, and your response. It is in this space that your freedom lies. When a worry about a presentation pops into your mind, instead of immediately spiraling into anxiety and self-doubt, you can notice it as just a thought. The presentation worry cloud. By not engaging, you give yourself a moment to breathe and to choose a more skillful response. You might decide to calmly check your notes later, or you might simply recognize it as a familiar pattern of anxiety and let it go. This space allows you to respond to life with intention rather than reacting out of habit and fear. This is a radical act of self-trust. It is the understanding that you don't need to fix or control every single thought that passes through your mind. You can trust in the vast, open awareness that is your true nature. This awareness is inherently calm, clear, and whole. The thoughts are just temporary disturbances on the surface, like ripples on a deep lake. By not engaging with every ripple, you allow the surface of the lake to return to its natural state of stillness. You are learning to rest in the quiet depth of your being, undisturbed by the fleeting weather patterns of the mind. This is where true resilience and inner peace are born. As we bring this part of our meditation to a close, let's solidify the most important insight from this practice. You are not your thoughts. This is a simple statement, but its implications are honestly life-changing. For most of our lives, we operate under the assumption that we are the voice in our head. We identify with our thoughts so completely that we believe their content defines who we are. If the voice is anxious, we believe I am an anxious person. If the voice is critical, we believe I am not good enough. This fusion with our thoughts is the root cause of so much of our mental and emotional suffering. It keeps us trapped in limiting stories about ourselves and the world. The practice of observing your thoughts directly challenges this fusion. By stepping back and becoming the watcher, you experience firsthand that there is a part of you that is separate from the stream of thinking. There is the thought itself, the cloud, and there is the awareness that is noticing the thought, the sky. You are the sky. This awareness, this watcher, has qualities that your thoughts do not. It is constant, stable, and peaceful. It is the silent background against which all the noise of the mind plays out. No matter how stormy the thoughts become, the awareness behind them remains untouched and serene. Recognizing yourself as this awareness is the key to unlocking a profound sense of inner freedom. When a wave of self-doubt arises before a big decision, you can remember that this is just a thought wave passing through. It is not you. You are the deep, calm ocean beneath the surface turmoil. This perspective allows you to access a source of wisdom and clarity that is not swayed by the fleeting emotions or conditioned beliefs of the mind. You can make decisions from a place of grounded presence rather than from a place of reactive fear or insecurity. This changes everything. It empowers you to navigate challenges with a quiet confidence that comes from a deep inner knowing. So take this final moment to rest in this understanding. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. And that awareness, it is always calm. It is always present. It is your true home. Feel the peace and stability of this silent watcher within you. This is your anchor, your sanctuary, and your greatest source of strength. As you move forward from this meditation and back into your day, carry this knowing with you. When the clouds of thought gather, remember the vast, clear sky that you are. This awareness is the foundation upon which a life of clarity, purpose, and profound peace is built. Now, having created a space of calm awareness, let us gently bring our attention to the heart of our practice today. clarifying what truly matters. With your mind feeling a little quieter and your body more settled, this is the perfect moment to look inward for guidance. The noise of daily obligations and external expectations can often drown out the quiet whisper of our own inner wisdom. This step is about turning down that external volume so you can finally hear what your own heart has been trying to tell you. We are moving from passive observation to a gentle, focused inquiry, using this state of presence to gain insight into our own lives and what we truly value most deeply. Let's begin by asking a simple but profound question. As you continue to breathe gently, silently ask yourself, what are the top 2 or 3 things I need to focus on right now in my life? Allow this question to settle into your awareness without any pressure to find the right answer immediately. Be patient and listen for what emerges from the quiet space you have cultivated. Don't censor yourself or judge what comes up. Your priorities might be related to your career, your health, your relationships, your personal growth, or your creative expression. The goal is not to create an exhaustive list of everything you should be doing, but to identify the vital few that feel most resonant and important for you in this current season of your life. Perhaps what comes to mind is a desire to improve your physical well-being, to find more energy and vitality. Maybe a key relationship with a partner, child, or friend is calling for more of your presence and attention. It could be that you feel a deep need to reconnect with a passion or hobby that has been set aside for too long, a creative spark that you miss. Or perhaps the priority is professional, focusing on a specific project or skill that will bring you a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment in your work. Let the answers surface naturally. Trust the first things that come to mind. They often arise from a deeper, more intuitive place that knows exactly what you need for your own growth and happiness. Take a few quiet breaths with whatever has surfaced for you. Hold these 2 or 3 priorities gently in your mind. See if you can feel their importance in your body. Notice how it feels to give them this focused attention, to acknowledge their significance. This simple act of naming what matters is the first and most crucial step toward clarity. It is like turning on a light in a cluttered room. Suddenly, you can see the path forward. You are cutting through the fog of indecision and overwhelm, drawing a clear map that reflects your own authentic values and deepest desires. This is the foundation upon which you can begin to build a more intentional and fulfilling life. Once you have identified your core priorities, the next step is to translate these broad areas of focus into clear, actionable intentions. A priority is the what matters to you. An intention is the how you will begin to honor that priority in your daily life. This is where clarity becomes practical. We are not setting daunting, overwhelming goals that set us up for failure. Instead, we are thinking of small, realistic, and compassionate steps that we can begin to integrate into our lives right away. Big transformations are almost always the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. The power lies in the gentle, steady commitment, not in a grand, unsustainable gesture. Let's take an example. If one of your priorities is to reconnect with your creativity, a massive goal like write a novel might feel paralyzing. A much more powerful and realistic intention would be something like, I will spend 15 minutes journaling each evening, or I will sign up for that pottery class I've been thinking about. Similarly, if your priority is improving my physical health, an intention could be, I will take 10 minutes to stretch each morning before I check my phone, or I will drink a glass of water before every meal. Notice how these intentions are specific, manageable, and kind. They are invitations, not commands, gently guiding you toward the person you want to become. Take a moment now to think of one clear intention for each of the priorities you identified. What is one small, concrete action you could take that would move you even 1% closer to honoring what matters to you? If you have a journal or a piece of paper nearby, I encourage you to pause and jot them down. The physical act of writing can make your intentions feel more real and tangible, moving them from a fleeting thought into a concrete commitment. If you don't have a journal, that's perfectly fine. Simply hold these intentions clearly in your mind. See yourself performing these small actions with ease and consistency. As you formulate these intentions, remember the importance of self-compassion. This is not about adding more pressure or another to-do list to your already busy life. It is about aligning your actions with your values in a way that feels supportive and nourishing, not burdensome. These small steps are acts of self-care and self-respect. They are a declaration that you are worthy of your own time and energy. By crafting these clear, realistic intentions, you are building a bridge between the life you are currently living and the life you truly desire to create for yourself, one small mindful step at a time. By identifying your priorities and setting clear intentions, you have done something incredibly powerful. You have given your energy a direction. In the absence of clarity, our energy tends to scatter. It gets pulled in 100 different directions by endless distractions, other people's agendas, and the relentless stream of information we are exposed to every day. This diffusion of energy is what leads to feelings of being busy but unproductive, of running hard but staying in the same place. We end up feeling exhausted and unfulfilled because our precious life force is not being channeled toward the things that genuinely feed our soul and align with our purpose. Think of your attention and energy as a beam of light. When it is unfocused, it diffuses over a wide area, and its power is weak. But when you use a lens to focus that same light into a single, concentrated beam, it becomes powerful enough to cut through steel. Your priorities and intentions are that lens. They gather your scattered energy and focus it with precision on what you have decided is most important. Suddenly, your daily choices become simpler. When a new request or opportunity arises, you can hold it up against your stated priorities and ask, does this move me closer to what truly matters, or does it pull me away? This is what we mean by clarity in motion. It is not a static state of knowing, but an active, dynamic process of living with intention. It is the conscious allocation of your most valuable resources, your time, your focus, and your energy. When you know that reconnecting with your family is a top priority, it becomes easier to close your laptop at the end of the day. When you are clear that your physical health is paramount, it becomes easier to choose the nourishing meal over the convenient one. Clarity simplifies decision-making and empowers you to say a confident no to the things that don't serve your highest good, creating more space for a heartfelt yes to the things that do. So take a final few breaths here, holding your priorities and intentions in your heart. Feel the sense of purpose and direction they provide. This is not about rigidly controlling your life, but about navigating it with a greater sense of awareness and purpose. You have created your own inner compass, a reliable guide that will help you stay true to your path, even when the winds of life blow strong. Acknowledge the profound work you have just done. When you name what matters and commit to honoring it, you give your life a powerful and beautiful direction. That is clarity in motion, and it is the key to creating a life that is not only successful, but also deeply and truly fulfilling. Now that we have clarified what we want to move toward, it is equally important to acknowledge what might be standing in our way. This step is about gentle and honest self-inquiry. With the same compassionate awareness we use to observe our thoughts, let us now turn our attention to the burdens we may be carrying, often without even realizing it. We have built a beautiful foundation of clarity, and now we must clear the ground of any debris that might hinder our progress. This is not an exercise in self-criticism or judgment. It is an act of liberation, a conscious choice to unburden ourselves so we can move forward with greater ease, lightness, and freedom on our chosen path. So let's bring a new question into this quiet space. As you rest in the stillness, gently ask yourself, what am I ready to let go of? Allow this question to land softly in your awareness, without forcing an answer. Simply listen with an open heart. Perhaps what comes to mind is the heavy cloak of perfectionism, the constant pressure to get everything exactly right, which stifles your creativity and joy. It might be the persistent voice of self-doubt that whispers you are not good enough, holding you back from seizing new opportunities. Or maybe it is the habit of overthinking, replaying past conversations and worrying about future scenarios, which drains your precious mental energy. Continue to listen as other things may surface. You might recognize a pattern of comparing yourself to others, a habit that consistently robs you of your own sense of accomplishment and worth. Perhaps you are holding on to an old resentment, a past hurt that you keep replaying, which tethers you to a painful history that is long gone. It could even be something as simple as the need to control every outcome, a desire for certainty in a world that is inherently uncertain. Whatever arises for you, simply acknowledge its presence. Name it silently to yourself: perfectionism, self-doubt, the need for control. Just as we did with our thoughts, this act of naming creates a space for observation without entanglement. It is crucial to understand that you do not need to fix these things. You do not need to analyze their origins or create a complex strategy to overcome them. The first and most powerful step is simply the willingness to release them. The intention to let go is where the magic begins. By identifying these weights, You bring them from the unconscious shadows into the light of your awareness. This recognition in itself begins to loosen their grip. You are acknowledging that these patterns are not serving you anymore, that they are not an intrinsic part of who you are, but rather old habits or beliefs that you are now ready and willing to release. Now that you have identified what you're ready to release, let's use the power of our breath and imagination to facilitate this process of letting go. Our breath is not only a tool for calming the nervous system, it is also a powerful vehicle for release. The inhale brings in new energy, life, and possibility. The exhale, in turn, is the body's natural way of letting go, of carbon dioxide, of tension, and of anything else we no longer need. We are going to consciously harness this natural process, turning each exhalation into an intentional act of release. Find your comfortable posture once more, and if your eyes have opened, gently allow them to close. Bring your awareness back to the physical sensation of your body. Take a deep, full breath in through your nose, and as you do, imagine gathering up one of the weights you identified. See it, feel it, or sense it in your mind's eye. It might be the tightness of perfectionism in your shoulders, the heavy feeling of self-doubt in your stomach, or the frantic energy of overthinking in your head. Gather it all up with your inhalation, not to hold on to it, but to prepare it for its departure. You are acknowledging it one last time before you lovingly show it the door, recognizing its presence without judgment. Now on the exhale, let it all go. As you breathe out slowly and completely through your mouth, imagine that weight leaving your body with the breath. You can visualize it as dark smoke dissolving into the air, as heavy stones falling away from you, or simply as a wave of tension flowing out through the soles of your feet and into the earth. Feel the physical sensation of release. Feel your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, your belly relax. With every long, slow exhale, you are creating more space inside of you. You are becoming lighter, clearer, and more free from the burdens that have been holding you down. Let's do this a few more times together, moving at your own pace. Take another deep breath in, gathering up anything that feels heavy, anything that no longer serves you. And on the long, slow exhale, release it completely, let it go. With each cycle of breath, affirm to yourself that you are letting go. You can silently say, I release this now. Feel the cumulative effect of this practice. Notice the growing sense of lightness in your body and mind. You are actively participating in your own healing and liberation, using the simple, profound power of your own breath to clear the way for a more purposeful and joyful life. As we conclude this step of letting go, let's explore one final metaphor, the unclenched hand. For much of our lives, we walk around with our fists tightly clenched around our fears, our insecurities, our resentments, and our need for control. We grip these things so tightly, believing that holding on somehow keeps us safe or prepared. We think that if we just control everything or worry enough or criticize ourselves into perfection, we can prevent bad things from happening. But, this constant clenching is exhausting. It requires an immense amount of energy, and it keeps our hands closed to the gifts that life is trying to offer us. The practice of letting go is the act of consciously unclenching that fist. It is the realization that your grip is not protecting you. It is actually imprisoning you. When your hand is in a tight fist, you cannot receive anything new. You cannot accept a helping hand. You cannot feel the warmth of the sun, and you cannot hold the tools you need to build the life you want. Letting go is an act of profound trust. It is trusting that you can handle life's challenges without the armor of these old, painful patterns. It is trusting that by opening your hand, you are not becoming vulnerable in a weak sense, but rather becoming open to new strength, new possibilities, and new grace. Imagine your own hand now, unclenching finger by finger. Feel the release of tension in your palm, your wrist, your forearm. As your hand opens, feel the sense of relief that comes with it. This is the freedom you are creating within yourself. By releasing perfectionism, you open your hand to receive the gift of creative flow and self-acceptance. By releasing self-doubt, you open your hand to receive opportunities and the support of others. By releasing the need to control, you open your hand to the beauty of surprise and the wisdom of surrender. Letting go does not create a void. It creates an open space ready to be filled with something better. With every breath, you become lighter, clearer, freer. This is not just a poetic phrase. It is a tangible reality you are creating. You have identified what holds you back, and you have actively chosen to release it. You are stepping out from under the weight of the past and into the lightness of the present moment. Carry this feeling of openness and freedom with you. Remember the sensation of the unclenched hand. When you feel old patterns of gripping begin to return, you can consciously choose to soften, to open, and to let go once more. This is a practice for a lifetime, a continuous journey of unburdening yourself and opening up to the flow of life. Having cleared away the heavy burdens of the past, we now arrive at a beautiful and uplifting final step in our active meditation, anchoring ourselves in gratitude. We have tilled the soil of our minds, removing the weeds of worry and self-doubt. Now, we will plant seeds of appreciation, nourishing the ground from which clarity and joy can grow. Gratitude is one of the most powerful mindset shifts available to us. It is the conscious practice of turning our attention away from what we perceive as lacking in our lives, what is wrong, what is missing, what is not enough, and toward the abundance that is already present. This simple, intentional shift has the power to transform our entire experience of life, moving us from a state of noise and dissatisfaction to one of peace and contentment. Our brains are naturally wired with a negativity bias, a primal survival mechanism that causes us to fixate on threats, problems, and scarcities. While this was helpful for our ancestors, in the modern world, it often leads to a chronic state of stress, anxiety, and a feeling that we are never quite measuring up. The practice of gratitude is a direct counterbalance to this tendency. It is a form of mental training that rewires our neural pathways, teaching our brains to actively scan for the good. It is not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. Rather, it is about holding space for both the difficulties and the blessings, and consciously choosing to place more of our focus on the latter, which amplifies their positive effect on our well-being. When we anchor in gratitude, we change our emotional home base. Instead of residing in a state of perpetual striving and wanting, we learn to find joy and fulfillment in the here and now. This is a profound shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. Abundance is not necessarily about having more material possessions. It is a feeling, an inner state of recognizing the richness of our lives as they are right now. This feeling of fullness creates an inner resilience that helps us navigate difficult times with more grace and perspective. It reminds us that even on the hardest days, there are still things to be thankful for, and this awareness can be a powerful source of strength and hope. Let's prepare to engage in this practice, not as another task to complete, but as a gentle and heartfelt exploration. Think of it as a treasure hunt within your own life, searching for the hidden gems of goodness that are scattered throughout your day. This final active step of our meditation is designed to fill the space we created by letting go with feelings of warmth, connection, and peace. It is the perfect way to seal our practice, concluding our journey not with emptiness, but with a profound sense of fullness and appreciation for the life we are already living. Let us now turn our attention to the simple, transformative act of giving thanks. Let's begin this beautiful practice of gratitude together. With your eyes remaining gently closed, allow your awareness to settle in your heart space. We are going to bring to mind just 3 things that you are grateful for today. These do not need to be grand or monumental. In fact, the power of this practice often lies in its ability to find profound beauty in the ordinary, the simple, and the overlooked. The goal is to connect with a genuine feeling of thankfulness, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant the object of your gratitude may be. Let your mind roam gently over your recent experiences, your relationships, and your surroundings, looking for these small gems of goodness. Let's find the first thing. Perhaps you are grateful for the simple pleasure of a warm drink this morning, the comforting heat of the mug in your hands, the rich aroma, the moment of quiet it provided before the day began. Or maybe you feel a sense of gratitude for a person in your life, a friend who sent a supportive text message, a partner who listened with patience, or a colleague who offered a helping hand. It could be something about your body, like the strength in your legs that allows you to walk, or the very air in your lungs that is sustaining your life in this moment. Allow one specific thing to come to mind and hold it there gently. Now let's find a second thing you are grateful for. Maybe it's a connection to nature, like the sight of the sun rising, the sound of birds singing outside your window, or the feeling of a gentle breeze on your skin. Perhaps you feel thankful for a comfortable and safe place to rest your head at night, a shelter from the storms of the world. Or it could be gratitude for a challenge you recently overcame, recognizing the strength and resilience it helped you build. Let this second object of gratitude surface, and as you think of it, try to let a small, soft smile come to your face. Feel the warmth of appreciation spreading through your chest. Finally, let's bring a third thing to mind. This could be gratitude for an opportunity you have, a skill you possess, or simply the gift of this present moment, this quiet time you have carved out just for yourself to pause and reconnect. It might be gratitude for a piece of music that moved you, a book that inspired you, or a meal that nourished you. Whatever it is, allow the feeling of thankfulness to fill you up. Let each of these three things, big or small, land in your heart. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, silently say thank you, allowing this feeling of gratitude to permeate every cell of your being, shifting your entire energy field from noise to peace. As you sit here, bathed in the warm glow of these feelings of gratitude, recognize the profound foundation you are laying. Clarity is not just about having a clear mind in a single moment of meditation. It is about building a life that is aligned with a clear set of values and a positive perspective. Gratitude is the bedrock of that foundation. When you regularly practice thankfulness, you are not just having a fleeting positive feeling. You are fundamentally changing your outlook on life. You are training yourself to see the good, to appreciate what you have, and to approach your days from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. This perspective is a powerful antidote to the stress, comparison, and dissatisfaction that can so easily cloud our judgment. Think of how this foundation supports the other steps we have taken today. When you are anchored in gratitude, it becomes easier to observe your anxious thoughts without getting swept away, because you are grounded in the reality of the blessings that also exist. Clarifying your priorities becomes a more joyful process, rooted in appreciating the opportunities you have rather than stressing about what you lack. Letting go of old burdens feels more possible because you are filled with the positive energy of appreciation, which naturally crowds out resentment and fear. Gratitude weaves all the pieces together, creating a resilient and positive inner state that supports a clear and powerful life. You already have so much to be thankful for. This is not a platitude, but a deep truth that this practice helps you to experience directly. Your life, right now, is filled with gifts. The breath in your body, the people who care for you, the simple pleasures, the lessons learned, these are all sources of immense wealth. By acknowledging this wealth, you cultivate a sense of inner security and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. This inner richness is the true source of a powerful life. It allows you to move through the world with confidence, generosity, and grace because you are operating from a place of abundance. So, as we prepare to leave this sacred space of meditation, carry this feeling of gratitude with you. Let it be the lens through which you view the rest of your day. When challenges arise, see if you can also find something to be thankful for. Let this practice be more than just a 5-minute exercise. Let it become a way of being. By consistently anchoring in gratitude, you are building an unshakable foundation for a life of profound clarity, purpose, and deep, enduring peace. You are remembering that the good is always present, waiting for you to notice it. Let's take a final gentle moment to reflect on the journey we have just completed together. In this short span of time, you have offered yourself a profound gift. You embarked on a path of presence, moving through a complete cycle of transformation that touched your body, mind, and spirit. It all began with the simple, powerful act of choosing to pause amidst the rush of your day. You disconnected from the external noise and turned your attention inward, creating a sacred space just for you. This deliberate pause was the first step, the courageous decision to show up for your own well-being, which is where all meaningful change truly begins. It was an act of profound self-respect and care. From that place of stillness, you connected with your breath, using its steady rhythm as an anchor to ground you in the present moment. You felt your body soften and your nervous system calm, directly experiencing how the breath can be a master key to regulating your inner state. Then you bravely turned to observe your mind, watching your thoughts as passing clouds without judgment. You discovered the freedom that comes from realizing you are not your thoughts, but the vast, peaceful sky of awareness behind them. This step created a crucial space, allowing you to disentangle from the mental chatter that so often dictates our feelings and actions, and to rest in the quiet stability of the watcher within. With this newfound clarity, you looked into your heart to clarify what truly matters, naming your most important priorities and setting gentle, actionable intentions. This gave your energy a clear and purposeful direction. You then moved into the powerful act of letting go, identifying the heavy burdens of perfectionism, doubt, and worry, and releasing them with each conscious exhale. You felt the lightness that comes from unclenching your fist and opening yourself to the flow of life. Finally, you filled that open space with the warm, uplifting energy of gratitude, anchoring your practice in a feeling of abundance and appreciation for the goodness already present in your life. This entire cycle, pausing, breathing, observing, clarifying, releasing, and embracing gratitude, is a complete blueprint for transformation. It is not a process that happens through force or struggle, but one that unfolds naturally through the simple act of being present with yourself. Each step builds upon the last, guiding you from a state of scattered distraction to one of grounded, centered clarity. You have just walked this path. You have experienced its power firsthand, acknowledged the profound work you have done. This is how transformation begins, not with a great leap, but with a single mindful breath, followed by another and another. As we bring our time together to a close, let's seal this practice with a powerful affirmation. This is a statement of intent, a way to program your mind with the truth of the clarity you have cultivated. You can repeat it after me, either silently to yourself or aloud if you feel comfortable. Let the words resonate deep within you, not just as words, but as a felt experience. Take a gentle breath in, and as you exhale, affirm, I am grounded, I am clear, I move forward with calm purpose. Let's say it again, feeling the truth in every cell of your being. Inhale deeply. Exhale. I am grounded, I am clear, I move forward with calm purpose. Thank you for spending these precious 15 minutes with me, and more importantly, with yourself today. The peace and clarity you feel right now are not external gifts. They are qualities that have been awakened from within you. You have the power to access this state whenever you need it. If this practice has brought you even a small measure of peace, I warmly invite you to consider making it a regular habit. Imagine the cumulative effect of gifting yourself this space daily, or even just a few times a week. It is a small investment of time that can yield an immense return in your focus, resilience, and overall happiness. This guided meditation is a tool you can return to anytime you feel the fog of overwhelm beginning to descend. You can find more practices like this one by following or subscribing to Clear Mind Moments. If you know someone, a friend, a family member, or a colleague, who you feel could use a breath of fresh air and a moment of clarity in their busy life, please consider sharing this with them. The gift of presence is one of the most meaningful things we can offer to one another. The simple act of sharing can ripple outwards, creating more peace and calm in the world around us. As you slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your surroundings, carry the essence of this practice with you. Let it infuse the rest of your day with a sense of gentle purpose and calm. Remember the feeling of your anchor, the breath. Remember the spaciousness of your awareness. And above all, remember that the clarity you seek is not somewhere out there to be found. It has been within you all along, just waiting for you to pause and listen. Until we meet again, breathe deeply, live gently, and know that your clarity always begins within you.